Hi, I'm Steve, the introverted traveler. I've made it my mission in life to explore the beaches, deserts, mountains, and even cityscapes around us, and to do so while avoiding contact with as many people as possible. And although I will never hang out with you for any reason, I do invite you to join me on my journey. Come and see the world through the eyes of an extreme introvert. On this edition, we are on our way to the top of Table Mountain in the Columbia River Gorge near North Bonneville, Washington. Along the way, we will see foggy forests, cloudy but beautiful views, and a slippery but Pika-filled rock scramble. All this and much more on this Introverted Travels. Greetings, and I'm back yet again on yet another adventure. And today, well, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you all the adjectives that I usually use to describe the type of day that we're having today. Because honestly, I've done those openings. I've talked about mist and fog and rain and dark and dreary, etc., etc., etc. You've heard it once. You're going to hear it multiple times because, unfortunately, I still live in the Pacific Northwest. And it's raining. Well, it's drizzling. It's one of those things because here in the Pacific Northwest, there are variations on rain. There's mist, there's drizzle, which is the level that we're at the moment. There's raining, there's really raining, there's downpour, and then there's oh, holy shit. Last weekend, we reached a level of oh, holy shit. But this weekend, well, it's just dark, dreary, gray, misty, muddy, blah, 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 blah. Again, all those adjectives that I've used like a billion times. So all of that long-winded bitching, whining, complaining is to say that it's raining. And once again, I am out in the elements because it's also Sunday. I am on my way up to Table Mountain here on the Washington side of our beautiful, wonderful Columbia River Gorge. And this is a little bit of a strange hike because the first part of the trail, and actually probably the piece that I'm on now, although it is hard to tell, is on private property. It's on the property of the Bonneville Hot Springs, which is apparently where rich people go when they want to put themselves in warm water and don't want to use the tap at home, because that's really all I can figure out what it is. It's a nice little resort. It's next to a golf course and there's hot springs. I don't know, if you want to go bathe with other people, that's where you go. But they have done construction on a trail that is eventually going to connect to public land and will take me up to the top of a mountain called, as I said earlier, Table Mountain. Now, all trails, wonderful, beautiful, cancer on my soul, all trails, doesn't actually have this map updated yet. It has people start at a different location, which technically was private property. And technically we start on private property, but you can pay the hot springs $10 to park and you get access to well, the same damn woods we've seen like 2,000 times. But hey, it's better than being in Portland. So there's an all new trail. It connects up to the public part, and then you from there can go up to the top. Now, All Trails predicts that it's roughly, given the extra mile added on that I'm adding on myself, it's going to be roughly about 9 miles, but this is based partly on an original All Trails estimate. So basically just rip up all your expectations and gird yourself for 20 or 30 miles because, and I've said this a billion times before, so you know the word so you can mouth it with me, All Trails sucks. The reason why I talked about last weekend and the oh shit level is because last weekend on this same trail at the top of where we're going, Table Mountain today, a bunch of, I guess 20-something hikers got their asses stuck. That's because, as I said, last weekend was an oh shit level, and it was raining, it was snowing, there was flooding, there were avalanche warnings all over the place. It was basically the biblical apocalypse, except without that sweet, wonderful rapture part where everybody goes away at the end. I love that ending. Why can't we ever have that ending? They apparently had to be rescued off this mountain in the middle of the night and taken back down in horrid, terrible conditions in which rescue helicopters couldn't fly because it was horrid, terrible conditions, and essentially all chaos broke loose. Well, as I said at the beginning of this, we're not at the oh shit level, we're at the misty slash drizzly slash just annoying level. So, hopefully today, there will be no rescues. Now, the thing I always talk about, the meat and potatoes of the video, the trailhead where I parked, where I paid $10 to park. It's behind the hotel. It's literally just a gravel lot. One car, and that car was me. So because these trails and this whole hike is so new, the mountain part of the hike isn't. It is on public land, but the access that I'm on currently to it is brand new. There's nobody here. Nobody's coming, nobody's going, nobody's saying hello or good morning. I'm literally just out here ranting in the woods, talking to myself on a GoPro, and it's glorious. It's also probably the sign of severe mental illness, but we already knew that. I don't know what else to say. I'm all out of rants at the moment. Don't worry, I'll recharge in between scenes, but let's go. Here's an update. I am alone. I am truly, truly isolated and alone. Hallelujah, I'm alone. I haven't seen anybody since I left the hot springs. It's been quiet. It's been peaceful. I mean, I'm sure there's 1,000 predators tracking me right now, just waiting to eat my rotund body. But look at this. There's nobody there. There's nobody over there. There's a beautiful bubbling creek, river, body of water thingy down there. But there's nobody bathing in it. There's no children. There's no adults. There's nobody. It's just me and my severely mentally ill and pretty demented thoughts. But frankly, that's the best type of isolation. I mean, if anything is gonna drive me crazy, it should be me and not 40 other hikers coming up and asking me, oh, good morning, how's your day going? But I don't have to go, today, because I don't see anybody here. I am truly, truly alone. I feel like singing. I feel like dancing. Of course, if I did that, I'd probably break a hip and have to get search and rescue up. That's how search and rescue is gonna come and find me. Because I decided to do a little jig on the trail, tripped on a rock and broke my skeleton. I would like to make a note here that what you are seeing right there, right in front of us, is the emergence of the new leaves from their winter slumber. You know what that means. Spring is coming, baby. So things are gonna start getting warmer. The clouds are gonna start getting fewer. The hurricane level winds are gonna start dissipating. The torrents of biblical level rains here in the Pacific Northwest are gonna get down to New Testament levels instead of staying at Old Testament levels. It's gonna be warm, it's gonna be friendly, it's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be spring. Of course, that also means that every single person in the state of Oregon, and especially in the city of Portland, will be flooding out here to look at things like the green leaves and the wildflowers and everything else, because these people are literally in a catatonic slumber from the end of October to usually the beginning of April. They haven't seen color and light in like 6 months. So it's gonna be hordes of them, and it's gonna be absolutely terrible. So in the moments before that nightmare happens, we're just going to enjoy the small signs of spring that are now emerging here in the wilderness. And we're going to feel a warmth in our heart to know that Mother Nature is bringing us back to peace and happiness. And then I'm going to feel my ulcer burning because society is going to bring me back to everybody coming out going, hey, look, that's a flower. Nature, yes. Humans, no. Yes, this should come as absolutely no shock to anyone that has watched any of my videos. or even a small segment of my videos before you shake your head in disgust and turn it off in frustration, which is pretty much most of you. But we have found our old friend, the Pacific Crest Trail. Now, I am utterly confused at this point as to which direction the Pacific Crest Trail is going here, because I made the mistake of actually looking at the All Trails map. And the All Trails map shows it stretching in that direction, shows it stretching in that direction, but in this direction, it shows it actually branching off. And so for some reason, there's like a branch off of the Pacific Crest Trail, and it loops in a different direction. So are there two Pacific Crest Trails here? I have absolutely no idea. And frankly, I don't think staring at the screen on All Trails is gonna clear up any of that confusion whatsoever. But needless to say, we found the Pacific Crest Trail, which is absolutely not shocking to me whatsoever, because the Pacific Crest Trail is literally everywhere here in the Pacific Northwest, and it literally goes everywhere. I mean, obviously it goes up into the state of Washington and to the Canadian border, but having been on the Pacific Crest Trail as much as I have, I'm pretty sure I could take this trail across the universe and hit the Zeta Reticuli galaxy, because it will literally take us everywhere. There are trail weirdos, there are local hikers, there are through hikers, and there's just random people walking around on this trail, and there could very well be aliens, because I think the Pacific Crest Trail literally runs to the end of eternity. That's just my belief, but I've been on it so much and it's everywhere, so it's an educated belief. But yeah, so we're not going to take the Pacific Crest Trail all the way up, of course. There will be a branch off, but there is definitely some overlap. So we're no longer on private property. The hot springs direction is that way. There's a sign over there behind a bush. And we are now on public land, on our beautiful friend, and it is going to take us, well, it's going to take us somewhere. Eventually I'm going to end up on top of a mountain, but I found that the best way to experience the Pacific Crest Trail is to just clear your mind, relax, and go with it. Because eventually you'll find what you're looking for. And if my conspiracy theory is correct, you might find a lot more. I mean, this is literally the trail that Bigfoot used to enter our universe. That's how amazing the Pacific Crest Trail really is. So there were two paths that branched off right at the section where I made that last video. And unfortunately, I decided to follow the path that All Trails was taking. And instead of continuing on what looked like to be the main Pacific Crest Trail, it's claiming this is the Pacific Crest Trail. It's literally claiming there's two Pacific Crest Trails running parallel to each other. That's how bizarre All Trails has gotten today. I mean, All Trails, I knew you sucked. But now you're just randomly drawing things on your map going, hey, look, it's Pacific Crest Trail. No, it's over here. No, it's over here. Oh, maybe it's over here. Oh, peekaboo, peekaboo. All of that ranting is to say that it's got me on some trail that I am literally bushwhacking through. There's 1,000 logs down. There's hardly even any trail here. Even probably when it's groomed, it looks like this was a trail in 1972. That is the accuracy of the All Trails map. It's using map information that was literally obtained during the second term of the Nixon administration. And hence, I get to bushwhack my way through whatever the hell this is. Now, on the way back, I'll take the Pacific Crest Trail and actually stay sane. But right now, All Trails has me doing an All Trails special. And if I live to get through this, then I can post this video just as a weekly reminder, not only to you, my wonderful viewers, but to All Trails and all the staff at All Trails that, excuse me, gotta prepare my voice for this. All Trails sucks! Well, I was totally hoping the trail sign would look like the apocalypse has already hit. I mean, That's just beautiful right there. And unfortunately, under the new Trump administration, there's going to be a lot more trail signs that look like that. If there's any trails anymore. I mean, I'm pretty sure he wants to sell off all of federal land, so this could be Disneyland soon. But until then, we get, well, we get rotted trail sign that tells us we're in the Table Mountain NRCA, which if you actually read the sign, which I usually don't, but it says it's the Natural Resources Conservation Area, and it calls it the true gem of the Columbia River Gorge National Scenic Area. Well, the trail may be a true gem, but unfortunately, the trail sign was treated like a Trump property, and I think it's seen better days. Not only is the trail sign dilapidated, broken, and spooky as hell, that's the trail. And you might be saying to yourself, I don't see a trail in there. Well, yeah, either do I, but that's the trail. So I'm on the wonderfully groomed Pacific Crest Trail at the sign of Armageddon that the Forest Service probably hasn't serviced since the freaking Johnson administration. I'm just going to bring up like every president we've ever had in this video. It's just a little bit of political humor for you. And I'm going to go up yet another death trail. This one is, well, it's a vertical death trail. So it's death at an angle. And maybe if I'm lucky, it'll lead me to something pretty before I die. It would be nice to have some views as I'm coughing out my guts at the bottom of a quarry somewhere, but I'm going to go up here. I don't know why I'm going to go up here, but it's Sunday, so, I mean, that's really it. It's Sunday, so things like this spooky-ass thing and this scary-ass trail, and all I can do is just chalk it up to it's Sunday. This is, for those of you who don't know, I hike every Sunday, and every Sunday, well, this happens. Oh yeah, this bodes extremely well. First of all, the arrow sign is broken and pointing almost straight up, and below it is a picture of a heart with a rip in the middle of it, which I think is indicating that this trail that I'm currently on, this vertical death trail, will literally cause your heart to explode, or possibly rip into two. I'm not sure. By the end of this hike, I might have 2 hearts for the price of 1 heart. I mean, I haven't seen people in 2 or 3 hours, so it's totally worth it, but yeah, bad omens? Well, it's Sunday, so maybe that's just a normal omen. That's not even a good or a bad omen. It's just Sunday. All right, I'm headed up. Let's go. All right, I feel like I've literally been pooped out of the insides of some sort of celestial god. The forest has literally, it's kind of formed a tunnel of limbs and trees, and I've gotten my poles snagged like 50 times. I feel like the forest is literally trying to eat me right now. And then now it's also pooping me out. So I'm going through the entire digestive system of this metaphorical forest. Well, the real forest, but the medical forest. I'm tired. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. All I know is that it's hard out here. It's wet. It's cold. I keep like getting snagged on stuff, and I still have a little bit of mileage to the top. Now, I will tell you, after doing all that, after getting smashed in the face with wet rain, after getting blown off the mountain with wind, after going under trees, over trees. I think at one point I literally atomically went through a tree. I don't know how that was possible, but it's Sunday. Anything's possible on a Sunday. I may not go to the very cliff edge up here. I may not go to the very top of Tabletop Mountain, just because A, I'm not gonna see crap. You can see just from here, it's foggy, and I'll literally see white. I'll see the same white that I see every single time this happens, and I'll make the same jokes every single time, saying, "Ooh, look at my planning." Yeah, I plan crappy, and I go out in bad weather, and I see the whiteout effect is what I see. But also, it is like 1:30, and the sun goes down about 5:30. I don't want to get stuck out in whatever monster forest I'm literally fighting with right now. As much as I want to recreate the Evil Dead movies with that tree that grabs people, I think I'm good. So I'm gonna make it to the summit-ish, probably to the summit, but All Trails has a little branch off, and I think that's to the scenic part, but if that's the case, we're going to skip the scenic part, because I've seen fog. I mean, we've all seen fog. It's thick, it's white, it's gray, whatever color it is. It's wonderfully beautiful, but once you've seen it once, you've seen it every other time. So I won't decide until I'm actually up there. But right now, I'm in the murder forest on the murder trail, probably going up to a murder mountain. But hey, there's no snow up here. And I don't think I'm going to have to be rescued, but I also may literally get eaten. Just by nature in general. I mean, nature is trying to nature me today. And yeah, this is where I am. This is what I'm doing. Let's see if I survive long enough to make the next segment, shall we? Oh yes, we've got scrambling. Okay, I literally feel like I've already played in the Super Bowl, and now I get to play in the NBA Finals too. And I get to clean the lens as I do it. So, yeah, hopefully I'm gonna be able to get up this thing. Right now, I have a lot of doubt. Why? Well, I mean, you weren't with me in that forest. You didn't feel 1,000 branches trying to drag you back to hell. It's steep, it's spooky, it's wet. And now I got rocks. But I actually like scrambling, so let's give it a go and see if we survive. Basically, it's a coin flip out here, and this is the game we're playing today. Every segment of this video is he dead yet? So I'm glad to say that at the moment, I am not dead. Now, talk to me in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, and we'll see. But at the moment, I am alive. And I'm going up that. Well, in addition to literally being in rubble death right now, this little rodent's popping out going, ee! They're called pikas, or pikas, or I don't know what the hell they are, but they're annoying. I've only heard one so far, but they're up here. I mean, I'm scrambling over this thing, trying desperately not to die, as the literal mist of death follows me from behind. And yet these little rodents, they're just burrowed down the rocks, all warm and comfy for the winter, saying, "Ooh, look, it's a hiker. Let's wait until he's totally quiet, doesn't know we're coming, and then pop out of the dangerous rocks and go, ee!" Well, still better than other people. But yeah, that's coming at me, and the rain's increasing. So it's dangerous out here, but if I get through this, I can get the hell out of here. I'm not gonna go on the scenic part. This is what we'd see. This is basically what you see before you die, and also apparently what I'm seeing on the trails today. So yeah, let's get off the death I don't know what this is. The boulders of doom. Let's get off the boulders of doom and then figure out where we are from there. I don't think I've ever been happier to see a narrow, scary, dilapidated trail than I am at this moment. I just climbed up that. You saw me. Everybody saw me. Well, except for the people. You know why? There's no people. But I'm too tired to even care about other people at the moment. That's how tiring that was. Instead, I'm just happy I found the path. Now, if I could find the path in my life in general, that would be great, but at least we got this. I'm gonna follow the path. I'm gonna skip some of the top because I already feel fulfilled, thank you very much. And then we're gonna go back to my car because damn Sunday. Well, you gotta love the winter season. Once again, this is a metaphor for my entire life because my existence too is falling down on the ground and propped up against a rock. But in this particular case, what this means is I have pretty much made it to the top of Table Mountain. Now, some of you will be like, why are you out of breath? You're so out of shape. Because I just made it to the top of Table Mountain, you weirdo. I scrambled over boulders. I ran through grabby forests. I went up inclines. I went down declines. And now that's led me to the beauty and the grace. That is the broken trail sign. And see, this is actually a pretty nice trail sign. I mean, it doesn't have any penises or swastikas on it, so there's that. You can still read it, so it looks fairly new. It just it succumbed to the elements, unfortunately. So let's hope that Donald Trump's attempt to destroy our natural resources is thwarted, and the Forest Service is able to hire people again to come up here and well, fix the trail sign so we know where we're going and we don't just randomly wander off a cliff. Of course, I might do that anyways because I'm following all trails. But that's the way to the scenic area. I don't think we need to do that today. I mean, do you think we need to do that? I mean, I've seen shades of white. I know what I'm gonna find. I'm gonna head back to the Pacific Crest Trail, which it says is 1.1 mile. And I hope that the way down isn't as bad as the way up. I mean, that was insane. All right, just for the record, and just to save time because I'm running out of daylight here, I have cut off just this little bitty piece here. But that little bitty piece is the piece where you go out and look at the beautiful gorge and all that stuff. We're not seeing the beautiful gorge today. The beautiful gorge is hiding. I don't really want to keep going up that way, so I'm going to use a little shortcut. But I'm admitting that I'm cheating. But I don't feel like I'm cheating because I feel like the mountain has literally just tried to kill me. Like literally, it's just like curb stomped me. So now that I've been thoroughly beaten up, we're going to skip the scenic parts because it's completely pointless. And we're headed back, finally, down in this direction. Wow, the wind is whipping so strongly up here that it's blowing mist everywhere. And occasionally I can see the valley below, which I'm not sure I'm actually okay with, because this way it just looks like blank nothingness. But when I actually see it, it's scary. There's trees everywhere, there's cliffs, there's falling and dying. So in this case, you know, ignorance is bliss. Oh, great, there it is. You see it? You see right there? You see all the death right in front of me? There's green trees and death and cliffs and... The Pacific Northwest has fangs, folks. And it's also a sadistic little bastard. It wants to show me what it can do to me. as I make my way, you know, I have the joy of, I'm like, oh, I'm going back to my car. I'm gonna live. And the Pacific Northwest is like, not so fast. This, well, at least I got some pretty views. I mean, that is pretty. You can see that, right? You can see that on the GoPro. A lot of trees down there, mountains in front of me, a lot of mist, and a lot of death. The wind is whipping fast and furious out here, as you can see by the mist, and I'm getting an ice cream headache. Like, really, seriously, it's like I ate a pint of Ben & Jerry's. Yeah, that's nasty. I mean, not only am I going down this freaking thing, ow. All right, so this is it. These are the views. You can see the Columbia River, kinda, sorta. You can see some sort of city over there. We're right next to the Bonneville Dam, so that's probably what I'm seeing. I don't know, but it's beautiful up here. But there's mist. Well, there's a lot of mist in that direction. I get to go back into that. Thank you very much. Not as much mist in this direction. Somewhere over in that general region is Hamilton Mountain. We've been there, and I know my sense of direction is wonderful. If you just look in that general direction, I don't know, it's one of those big mountain things over there. I think I see a waterfall over there. I see clouds down there. And the wind's blowing me again, so once again I'm getting a Ben & Jerry's. But I just want to turn on the camera to reveal that I do have some kind of view. I mean, that's pretty. That's pretty awesome. You see the fog moving, you see the city below, you see the mountains. But really all I can see right now is different shades of death. Because there's been like 1,000 ways I've almost died today. I've never done a hard scramble like the one you saw me do in weather like this. It's always nice and sunny and warm, and I don't have pikas coming up and going, hey, get off my rock, go away. Only one did that, and it didn't actually do that. I just heard it from a distance, so I'm exaggerating because I do that. Just like most content creators, even the ones that are claiming they're totally 100% truthful, I make a lot of stuff up. Hey, at least I'm honest about being dishonest, so there you go. But yeah, there's our views for today. And I'm just gonna let nature speak for itself, because the ultimate punchline that nature is throwing at me is I gotta walk back through that, and I don't know what's ahead of me. Probably more dilapidated trails, boulders, pikas, broken sign. The list is endless, but it was worth it just to get 2 seconds of a view that has now been fogged over. So we had a view a minute ago, but nature be naturing out here. So I'm headed back. I'm done. Nature, I can see you next Sunday. I think it's time for me to go home. So let's go home. Well, this is a different sign. This is not the same sign we saw earlier, but same results. So, boy, do I have adventure tales to tell you. I am finally back in the forest. I believe the PCT is right over there. I'll go check the sign in a second. I'm 45, so I'm blind as a bat and can't read the signs from here. But I will tell you, coming off the mountain was like a slip and slide. The trail was full of rocks. My feet do not like rocks, and I fell like 4, maybe 5 times. I don't know. I am lucky that I still have a pelvis. I am lucky I still have a femur. I'm lucky I'm alive, frankly, because that was whack, or whatever you want to label it as. But it was literally somebody that looks like the Michelin Man bouncing down the mountainside. It was probably comical. I know the universe was getting an awfully good laugh out of it, but I'm back in the forest, and it's getting darker, and it's getting later. So I can't be sitting here making fun of myself to you for very long, because I gotta get back. Yeah, it was a challenging trail. I almost died. There was almost blood. There was almost cracking bones. There was almost like legs, like that at 90-degree angles. There was almost torn flesh. There were almost buzzards. There was a lot of almost going on up there, but luckily my fate was a little bit better than whatever happened to these signs. I swear every single one of them has been like uprooted, broken. Maybe this is common for this time of year, but this is just a little bit depressing. But yeah, I'm gonna catch the PCT and I'm getting the hell out of here. According to the noose around my neck, that is all trails. I have a little less than 2 miles back to my car, give or take, because the map isn't exactly accurate, but the space from the trailhead that it has marked on the map to where I am now versus the space of where I actually parked to where I am now is about equal, just eyeballing it, give or take. So I'm hoping I have less than 2 miles left until I get back to the trailhead, and thus back to my car, and ultimately back to my ability to get into my car, turn on my car, step on the gas, and get the hell out of here. So I think it is a good time for our trail ratings today. And if you are new to this circus, which pretty much 99.9999% of humanity is, because nobody watches this crap. We rate our trails on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the worst possible scenario for an introvert, and that's Disneyland on the 4th of July. And that is the time in which Minnie, Mickey, Goofy, and Donald have summoned up Cthulhu. Cthulhu has come through the other dimensions into our world and is literally eating all the tourists, choking them with its tentacles, and knocking over the churro carts. It's churro nightmare. There's churros all over the ground. People are screaming. People are tripping and rolling over the churros, and Disney is still charging $100 for each churro, even the ones that touch the pavement. So there's screaming, there's hollering, there's tentacle monsters eating people, and there's children. That is an introvert's worst nightmare. That's introvert hell, and that is a 1 on our scale. On the opposite end of the scale, however, at a 10, is the glory that is being alone in the middle of an ice field during the summer in Antarctica with just you and a bunch of bloodthirsty, genetically modified by a government program, of course, sentient and intelligent penguins. Now, these penguins recognize you as their leader, but if there's any other human that comes near their compound, oh boy, crunch, crunch, quack, quack. That's introvert heaven, because you have solitude, you have silence, you have a beating heart, and a soul full of joy and happiness. That's a 10 on our scale, what I call introvert heaven or introvert nirvana. So on that incredibly stupid and goofy scale, this trail today, as is today, in the rain, the fog, the winter conditions, and all that crap, it is a 9.9. That is the highest rating that I've ever given a trail, and it's simply because, with the exception of having to talk to the hotel clerk at the trailhead so I could pay for my parking, I've seen no other humans. I mean, yes, the trail did try to kill me. Yes, nature did try to throw me off the mountain. It tried to rain on me. A Pika yelled at me, and all sorts of other stuff happened. But there were no people. I mean, I'll take angry rodents, boulders flying at my head, and falling off a mountain any day over saying hello and good morning to some dweeb coming up the trail. Today, we found a near perfect trail. And so that leads me to our misery index, which is a measure of my own misery during the hike. It's a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being complete fiction. That's absolutely no misery, and even a 5-minute viewing of my content will tell you that I am always miserable to 1 degree or another. But that scale goes up to a 5, which is the worst misery that could ever exist in all of the universe. And unfortunately, I break that scale constantly because there's always people out here. They bombard my mind, they bombard my heart, they bombard my soul, and they rip, tear, and destroy my happiness. But today, there are no humans out here. So I am at my default, which is around a 2 to a 2.5. Again, I'm always miserable to 1 degree or another. And I gotta say, aside from the crappy weather conditions, absolutely no views, and the fact that nature tried to murder me 90 times, this was a great hike. Given that rave rating, if you come out here at another time, you might get different results, especially when it's actually sunny and the mountain's not angry at you. But today was a great hike. And that's where we are on the trail rating. That's where we are on the misery index. And this is where I am in life in general. I'm in the woods. Big shock. All right, so according to the app from Hades, aka All Trails, I have about a mile left until I make it to the trailhead, and thus about a mile until I make it back to my sweet, sweet car and sweet, sweet freedom. So I think this is a good time, but a sad time for us to say our goodbyes. Before that though, let's do a quick recap. So today I'm out on the Washington State side of the Columbia River Gorge, and we made it up to Table Mountain, which in good weather is supposed to be a place where you go up and you look at the views and you go ooh and ah and you go ooh, the gorge. Today, however, there was mist, there was rain, there was mud, there was scree, and there were screaming pikas. Well, 1 pika. Is it pika or pika? I don't know. It's those little rodents that sit in the rocks and go ah! And yes, that was an accurate impression. But we also got the happiness that is scrambling, we got the joy that is walking up steep trails, and we got the loveliness that was and is the Pacific Crest Trail, our old buddy. But alas, it is time for us to part, and for me to say, stay introverted, everyone. And of course, I'll see you on the next adventure. So I just got back. I am bleeding. I'm covered in dirt and mud and all sorts of water. And I feel like a bus hit me. Yep, successful Sunday hike. A++.